this week, I wanted to go ahead and answer one of your questions. And that question was, how do I take care of my hair, starting from washing to drying and everything in between? So I'm going to go ahead and show you what I do. I'm 48 and I dye my hair regularly. I do have another video on how I minimize damage on my aging hair by very carefully dyeing it every 4 weeks. That will be right here. So go ahead and check that out for the dyeing part. But I am in between. I'm fully dyed right now, and I'm going to go ahead and show you. I have some video of what I do after I get out of the shower. I wasn't really able to take any video of what I do in the shower. I'm not really set up for that, so I'll go ahead and explain that right here, and then we'll go into the footage of what I do from wet hair out of the shower to the next day, and how I get it dry and how I straighten it. Let's go ahead and talk about what I do first. So because I'm on Accutane, I only wash my hair once a week. I just don't get as greasy as I used to. I used to do it about every 4 to 5 days, but now I can go a full week just because and the whole reason I'm taking the Accutane is to reduce the amount of oil that I produce, and it does do that. So I just don't get oily enough to really need to wash my hair more often than every week. After about a week, I go ahead, I hop in the shower, and I use shampoo like everybody else. This is the shampoo I've been using lately. It is like $3.50. I have never found that there is a use for expensive shampoo. It's nice, but I'm really just trying to break up any oils and get rid of any dirt that I have in my hair. But I do like to use ones that are like this one, the Color Shield, just because I do dye my hair. I want something that's not going to immediately strip the hair color that I put in out of it, and that way I can get as much time out of it as possible and do it less, right? It's all about, at this age, really reducing damage. Okay, shampoo, rinse my hair, then I go to hair masks, and I let these sit for a good 5+ minutes. I do it whenever I am shaving. I use hair masks because I'm only doing it once a week. The conditioners, just like a normal conditioner, is just not quite strong enough for my medium coarse hair. It's not that coarse. It's right down the middle. It's thick, it's frizzy, it's porous. It's definitely not fine, and it's not really, really coarse and coily. It's really kind of right down the middle. So I really can't use too much keratin products. Those seem to really weigh it down and make it feel rough. Really just need a good moisturizing mask. The ones that I really like are pretty much anything by JVN. This is their new one. I use their old one in the tube as well. They're both wonderful. I love the way they smell. These, I will put it on from root all the way to tip, put it all the way through my hair, and then I go over it with this. Now this is only $8. This is the Marc Anthony Grow Long anti-breakage mask. I have tried their other masks. I don't like them. It's this particular one, and I have been using this for years. It's one of those things. I got it in an Ipsy box, and it's great. It is perfect for my hair. So what I do is I put this on top of whatever hair mask I have from here down to here, because that's, those lengths have been there for years probably at this point. And they're the ones that have the most damage and really need the most detangling and softening. I have to say, even with expensive hair masks, you can get away with just this, or I can get away with just this, but it's better if I put this on. The minute I put it on, my fingers just slip right through, and it works really, really well. If you leave it on top of the other ones, you'll just end up with beautiful, soft hair. You can really feel the difference, like right when you put it in, all of a sudden your hair feels really soft. You're not sitting there trying to like rake your fingers through your hair and it's getting stuck anymore. Just whoop, right through. And that's my sign that, okay, I got something that is just, it's really, really, it's not silicone-y, but it acts like you're putting silicone in your hair. It just makes it like slip and slidey. I absolutely love it. Okay, so I really like the JVN hair masks. Those are in the $30 to $40 range. Other hair masks I really like, this one's $66. It's the Oribe Gold Lust Transformative Mask. They have a conditioner, not that one, the mask. This is also fantastic, but I still will put this on top of it because it makes it even better. The other one that I would recommend is the IGK Expensive. Same kind of deal. This one's more in the $40 range. I wish I had a budget hair mask that all by itself would work for me, but I do have aging dyed hair that I do heat treat once a week. So, I mean, it's a little more challenging because I only do it once a week. You're saving some money there, and I really get good results from these. That said, I keep trying to find cheaper alternatives. Haven't found it yet. I will let you know when and if I ever do. Okay, so put all of that on my hair, and then I roll it up, and it's a big gooey wad, and then I clip it up, and while I'm shaving my legs, I let it sit. And the reason I clip it up is so the water, when I'm shaving my legs, I don't want the water to rinse out. I want it just to all stay in there and get really good. After I'm done shaving, I'll go ahead and let it back down, rinse it all out, and then I'm ready to get out of the shower, and we will move to the next footage so that you can see what I do after I get out of the shower. Okay, as soon as I get out of the shower, I dry my hair a little bit and I use a leave-in moisturizer. I really love this Marc Anthony Grow Long leave-in conditioner. It's like $6 and it just leaves my hair not weighed down but nicely moisturized. After I get a good amount of that in, I go ahead and brush it through. Next, I really like to use some sort of heat protectant and smoothing product. And I've really been enjoying this Redken Spray Smooth. I use different ones, but this one seems to be the best for me. All right, I kind of squeeze some of the excess out and go ahead and put it up. And then I go to bed. All right, so the next day. This is what my hair looks like. It's kind of a mess, but this is what it naturally would look like. The back, when I'm feeling it back there, it's still a little bit wet. I live in a very humid environment here in the Seattle area, and my hair can stay wet for a full 2 days. It really can. So I go ahead and brush it through. As you can see, see how frizzy that is? I don't want to leave it with its natural curl because it doesn't have like a nice natural curl pattern. It's sort of all over the place. It's frizzy on the underneath part. See this? And frankly, it's not very soft. It doesn't feel very good. Even though there's a little bit of shine on the top layers, it's sort of a mixed mess. So I am going to straighten it, and I'm using this Tymo straightener. I've been using these for years. They do a great job on my very medium coarse hair. And they really don't seem to do a lot of damage to my hair. And in fact, they tend to leave it more shiny than it was before. If I use just a straightener or if I blow dry this out, my hair will look very dull afterwards. And this almost leaves my hair a little bit weighed down with it's almost like it's adding a little bit of extra product. And I think it may actually be doing that. I think that because it's not drying it out with the extra heat and air, I think that there's a little bit of buildup from having used it before and having gotten some of my previous product into it. And I think it just sort of helps smooth it out. I've been using these literally for years. This is my second one. I really, really prefer these to flat ironing. It seems like I get a better result that lasts with these. I never end up frizzy when I'm done with this. Okay, so you can see I worked on one side and then that's the other side that hasn't been worked on. big difference. So we're gonna just keep going and do this all over my head. I do it in layers just to not make it so that I miss spots, because it's really easy, especially right up close to the scalp. In the back, you know, sometimes you miss, like you'll have like a lump in the back of your head, and you'll actually see when I'm doing this that there is a spot that I have to go in and fix like that. Okay, so when you brush it through, you can see my fingers just go right through it. It's shiny, it's smooth, and we're ready to move on to the next layer. So let's just go ahead and get this done. Yes, it's a process, and I brush out each layer just so that I'm not having to like pull the Tymo through it and getting caught in, you know, like knots and things like that. You just, you know, you're already putting heat on it. You don't need to be pulling on it and doing damage as well. So let's go ahead and get this layer done. Looks really good, feels really good. And here's where you can see in the back where there's sort of like a lump. And so I just need to go in and spend a little bit of extra time right up close to the scalp, and, you know, really give the heat time to really straighten it out. And you'll notice I'm kind of pulling on my hair. I'm using that tension to really help straighten it. The nice thing, I'm going to go ahead and finish the whole job. Here's the top. The nice thing about the Tymo is that I can get it right up close to my scalp and it doesn't burn me. So that's another bonus. Okay, so the top I think is the hardest part to do. Same, you know, process, but you know, those top layers for me, I think they get the most damage. You know, they're certainly the most exposed to the sun and to the weather. And certainly that's the part that I'm always messing with and spraying and brushing, and, you know, just it gets a little more use. So I find that I really need to spend a little extra time straightening this area. I have kind of natural little cowlicks right up close to my forehead, and so I have to spend extra time with the Tymo, right, you know, pulling on it, curling it under in the front so that it, you know, falls nicely, and then also right up where my cowlicks are to try and get those to straighten out a little bit, and that way it looks better. Okay, so we're gonna get the other side, and we're just about done. This whole process, I mean, because I kind of take my time with it, it can take anywhere from 15 minutes to half an hour, but it's only once a week. Even so, I'm going to be honest, I dread having to do this with my hair. Thank goodness it lasts me for the whole week, because I don't like messing with my hair. I like having my hair. One of the reasons I wear my hair long is because the weight of long hair means that once you've styled it, it just sort of stays how it is, and I don't have to do anything with it. When my hair is short, it's curly and it's crazy. Okay, so last thing I have noticed with the Tymo, because it does add that extra sort of weight and product a little bit. I can't prove it's doing that, but I swear it is. I almost always feel like I need to lift my roots at the end. And so I just use the dry spray from, well, which one is it? I just use the Living Proof Perfect Hair Day Advanced Clean Dry Shampoo. It is very specifically that one. And I work it through my roots until it doesn't look so weighed down on the top. And this lasts me for days. It doesn't leave any dry, nasty, you know, that kind of crusty, gritty buildup or anything like that. And I'm working the brush in like that because you see the little white spot? It does, you know, like every other spray leaves a white mark. And so I'm just trying to use the soft bristles to agitate it into my hair. You can do this with your fingers too, but I've just always done it with the brush because it's like a little scalp massage, and it works really, really well. Okay, this is literally going to last me a week. This is how it looks. Eventually, towards the end of the week, I will start to get a little bit greasy, and I'll probably put my hair up in a ponytail, and then it'll be time to start the process all over again. But this is a really great way to reduce damage to your hair, because this is all I'm going to put in my hair, except for maybe a little more dry spray, for the whole week.
So I think it looks great.
Okay, so that's kind of it. I have moved away from doing the blowouts because I was finding that it was just drying my hair out too much. Do that every week instead of using the Tymo. It was really hurting my hair. I still will do a blowout here and there if I really want a lot of volume up here. That's fine. But that's for special occasions. Every day my hair was starting to get very straw-like, and it didn't matter. I'll use, like, I really love this JVN blowout cream. I'll use these on my ends. I'm pretty picky about which hair oils are not too sticky. These are both really good ones. We've got the Olaplex one, Smells Heavenly, and the Chi Infra. I don't like any of their, oh no, I take it back. I like two of their products. I like their Silk Infusion, and then I like their Shine Infusion that you spray on, and especially after a blowout because I look very dry and dull after a blowout. That kind of gives you some of the shine back. So those are really the only two that I like if I am going to do a blowout. But if you want to know what I do every day and what really has been helping the health of my hair and keeping it shiny without being too weighed down because I don't have to put a ton of products in it, this is what I've been doing. And I find that, yes, I don't like taking the time to straighten it, but my hair is so frizzy and coarse. It used to be when I was younger, it was very wavy, but not so frizzy. As I've gotten older, it's just gotten more porous. It's probably all the dyeing. It's not very pretty, and it doesn't feel very nice if I just leave it curly. So if I do want curls, I will take a curling iron or a flat iron that I can, twist, and I'll just curl the ends real lightly and then brush that out. And because my hair is already kind of curly, it will hold that curl pretty well. And then I'll spray that down. But for me, this seems to be the best way to keep my hair feeling and looking really healthy. Okay, so I hope that helps. I hope that answers your question. If you have any more questions, don't hesitate to leave them below. I am happy to talk to you guys, and I love answering questions. So do me a favor, if you like this kind of content, go ahead and give me a like and subscribe. Really appreciate it. It helps my channel to grow. And I think that's it. I hope you have a wonderful day and weekend, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks again for joining me.